Welcome to Exploit Central. I'm Kathryn Musseau. Well, we have an interesting show for you tonight. We have a young man joining us who's actually walking across Canada, and as part of that project, he's actually raising money for Children's Wish. And as well, we are going to learn more about the autism program in Central Newfoundland with Jeanette Coates. But first, we're going to hear from Benoit Lebel. Bonjour, Benoit. Bienvenue au Terre-Neuve.
Thank you. It's really nice to being here.
Ça va bien.
Yeah. Oui, ça va très bien. Merci.
Bon. Well, you know, I had an email from you along the way, and this is how this opportunity to meet with you started.
Yes.
You were asking for accommodation along the way for your project. So I thought, I must delve into this and find out what this young man is doing. And it's been truly interesting.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's really, really neat. So you are walking across Canada. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Okay, so I started walking March 12 in St. John's. I'm traveling the whole distance from St. John's to Vancouver. I should be there November 29. And while doing this, I'm raising funds for the Children's Wish Foundation. So that's the big picture.
It is. And now, Benoit, when someone takes something like this on to walk across a country, like, what were you thinking and how did this come about? This is not something that everyone chooses to do.
No, it started with something I wanted to do for myself. I wanted to travel long term, not just take a vacation of 10 days and 2 weeks. I wanted to experience traveling and doing it as a kind of a life experience also. So a kind of way of living different from what we normally do with work and going home and going to work. So I wanted to take at least 6 months, 9 months doing this. So, but it's always been there. Always been interested in traveling this way. So now was the right time to do it in my life. So, and I said I'm going to do it, and I chose to do it in my country and discover my whole country. And for me, since this is a project I'm doing for myself first and foremost, I wanted it to benefit others also. And I always liked the Children's Wish Foundation, so I approached them in August of 2015, and so we've been building this project since.
Since then.
And here I am.
And here you are. And the Children's Wish Foundation, of course, is a wonderful cause. And here in our local area, we have May Ivany, who's been quite dedicated to the cause for many, many years. And so this is a great support to all the organization in Newfoundland, what you're doing.
Yes.
So how did it, I mean, had you ever been to Newfoundland before?
First time I'm here.
First time.
And people are really nice, wonderful people. I meet lots of really nice people, so I'm grateful for that.
So you landed in St. John's.
Yes. And
you have, of course, we have your backpack here with your poster or sign on it.
Yes.
And this is basically it.
Yes, this all my things are in there. So my clothes, 2 sets of clothing, a tent, sleeping bag, and it's all there. So it's a nice part of the project, just to carry only the basic things I need, and everything else I need I can pick up on the way. Food, I just stop every day to pick water and food, and I meet people also. So and of course I receive donations from people, so it's really nice.
So many people, when they undertake projects like this, they'll have a van going alongside, but you literally are on your own.
Yes, I'm on my own, but I'm not alone, because I also have my Facebook page, Twitter, so I'm always reading from people, and I'm posting where I am and where I'm going, so I'm not alone. I do this by myself, but I'm not really by myself. I have the Children's Wish Foundation, people that help me along the way, like yourself, and so I'm really not alone. I couldn't do it alone. So I like traveling alone, because I'm kind of a loner doing my own things, but this is one great thing about this project. I find out that I need other people to support and help me. So it's not a lonely ride.
No, well, with technology today, that's
Yeah.
the great thing. You can
Yeah.
be in touch. So let's see. You set out from St. John's, and where did you stop along the way? You're here now in Grand Falls, Windsor, but where have you been along the route?
I try to stop every 20 kilometers on the way, but I changed a little bit because I want to spend more time with people, walk more where there's people instead of walking 20 kilometers alone along the highway, meeting nobody. So I kind of changed a little bit. And first step, leaving St. John's March 12th. Then I went to Conception Bay South, which I spent the night with some lovely hosts from Couchsurfing. So, and then I went to Hollywood and so on. So I stopped along the way, and I tried to get accommodations also. During the summer, it will be fun using my tent, but for now, I used it once.
Let's talk about that time you used the tent.
Yes, once.
Tell me.
It was my third day, so March 12th, 13th, it was March 14th. It was a big storm, so I had to go. So I had to walk my distance, and then in the middle, I stopped somewhere and pitched my tent because it was 45, 50 kilometers an hour winds, and also a snowstorm. So, but I have a 3-season sleeping bag and my clothes, so I wasn't cold. Once I got into my sleeping bag, it was okay. Setting up the tent, my fingers were frozen. So, and then it was about 4:30 in the afternoon when I set up my tent, and then I went into my sleeping bag and just came out the next morning at sunrise, and just took down my tent. And again, my fingers were frozen, my toes also. But I knew that once I started working, my body's gonna heat up. So, and then I walked to Whitbourne, where I had a nice motel room waiting for me. So,
well, we all know, being native Newfoundlanders, that if the wind blows across the Avalon out there, it can be pretty fierce. So you must have had a few thoughts whether you were going to make it through the night, did you?
Yeah, but I was blocked from the wind. Where I set up my tent, it was right next to a shed.
Good.
I heard the wind all night, but I never felt it because I was blocked. So that was good.
Well, hopefully you won't experience that too much more. You mentioned you use couch surfing. I know you've contacted places to seek accommodation donations, and people have been supportive.
Very supportive. I spend, when I don't walk, I rest, and during that time, of course, I take care of my Facebook page and what I call my paperwork. Every donations, I write everything down. So, and also I make email requests. I do research what motels or inns, hotels are where I'm going, and so I make requests and people answer back, and they are glad to offer me a free room for a night, or sometimes it could be for 2 nights depending where I am. So the response is very nice. People like to help me because it's for a good cause. In the end, it's for Children's Wish Foundation. I'm doing this.
Well, I know when we were chatting, you said that it was very important for you that the money raised went to the charity. And I think that's how you're doing it, isn't it? By donations along the way.
Yes, donations. All the money I get goes to the Children's Wish Foundation. For me, it's important to tell that because I don't take anything in it. And there's a website. People can donate online also. There's a website my website is wishwalk.ca.
Which is right here.
Yeah. And on my website, there's everything. You can see the Facebook timeline, also Instagram pictures I post also, and there's the logo of Children's Wish Foundation with a button, donate. It's my website is bilingual, so. And when people click on the button or the logo of the Children's Wish Foundation, they get onto the donation page, which is a secure donation page that has been made by the Children's Wish Foundation in Toronto for my project. So when you donate through that page, of course, it goes into my goal, money raised for my goal. So you can see the little progress thermometer there. You can see where the money is raising up. So.
Well, hopefully people will be tracking that along the way, and we'll be keeping track of how you're doing. And so it's very, very easy. Wishwalk.ca
Yes.
and the donation. And I know that because we actually did make a donation through our office.
Yeah.
And how's it going so far, by the way? How are the funds?
And it's going very well. We're at $1,150 so far. So it's really good. I'm really happy about this. And when I'm tired, I walk. When I'm tired, when there's wind, rain, and I receive an email that the donation has been made, or people stop and they give me money, and they're telling me it's a good cause and it's great what you're doing. Continue and go on. And it always cheers me up, and it boosts me, give me a big boost also, so I can walk another 5-10 kilometers.
So we hope people are listening that they need to make donations to really encourage you along the way. Do you have a goal, an overall goal for your project?
Yes, the overall goal is $30,000. So and it costs $10,000 to make a wish come true. So could be 3 wishes, and so I think we're gonna get it. I'm pretty sure it's.
Well, I was speaking with May Ivany prior to our interview, and right now in our area there are 7 wishes. And if you're saying it's about $10,000 for a wish to go through, that would be $70,000 in this area alone in various communities. So it's an important thing, and I mean what you're doing is amazing. That that you're doing this and contributing. And this pack here, to everyone at home, it looks innocent, but you know, it's heavy.
Yeah.
And you have that
could
on
be
your
heavier, but I tried to make it the lighter I could, but it's about 25-30 pounds. So.
Yeah, but day in and day out on your back, that's got to weigh a good heavy at times.
Yes, it gets heavy.
I'm sure if
after
there's
the
wind
15 kilometer, yes, it gets heavy.
Yes, it would get heavy. Well, I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to sit down with you and learn about the project, and to encourage people to go to your site and make a pledge. I mean, and the other thing we have to mention is that the money you raise in Newfoundland goes to Newfoundland.
Yes.
The money you raise in Nova Scotia goes to Nova Scotia, and so on right across the province. So the generosity of people here is really going to have an impact on our Wish Kids right here in Newfoundland.
Yes, of course, yeah.
And also, Benoit, you said that people come up and give you cash donations, which is really important. You've got your spreadsheet, and that's another way that they can do it. You like to park yourself at Tim Hortons and invite people to ask.
Yeah, and I really like talking with people. And again, I'll say it, really nice people come to me and they, you're traveling across Canada, so they want to know more. And a lot of people also saw me on the news, so I get recognized, and they see my sign also when I work along the road. They see my sign, they stop, so and they talk to me and they give money. So and I write everything that is given to me.
Fantastic. Well, see any moose while you've been going across?
No, not
so
yet.
Far? Not yet?
Not yet. Cross my fingers. I only saw a moose done with rocks. So not a real one, but I'm still here in Newfoundland until April 12th. So.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Well, best of luck, Benoit.
Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup et bonne chance.
Merci à toi.
Bonjour.